I'm Zoe. This is Divinity Within Me, where we take time to get in touch with the divine that exists with inside each one of us. So it's early. I'm not fully ready for this, but the Twin Flame Collective has been wanting me to do readings and all this stuff last night. Just crazy. Just crazy. So I was cleaning up after doing one of my good friends came by and we were talking about it, and she's like, oh, this is a real thing. And I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, well, I don't want to do the work, it's just like I'm the only one making the effort. And I was like, oh, maybe you're not actually the masculine, maybe you're actually the feminine. Well, I don't want to be the chaser. I was like, yeah, welcome to the journey. But we have free will, and you have the ability, like what is your actual choice, right? So yeah. And in the end of the day, you know, she asked like a pretty serious thing. She's like, but aren't you still hopeful and all this? I was like, listen, I've been waiting for over a decade, That's great that he just figured it out a couple years ago after calling me crazy for 10. Um, you know, 10 years of gaslighting is a lot to be saying that I can't make any demands of the way I want shit to go from now on. So anyways, I think maybe it's just gonna go. And that's okay, because the reality, like what I want to come on and share, what the most important thing that I can convey about this, about the journey, right? The biggest lesson you can learn about the journey is it's really about how the other person, right? It's not the other person necessarily. It's how the other person has caused you to grow, to become the best version of yourself. So whether that happens by coming into union or not doesn't always necessarily matter. Look at that. I was at 222 coming into union. It's not always, it's not always a necessity, right? There's different phases. There's four phases of the twin flames. And I talked about this in another video, but it was like a really long video, and I want to just keep doing the twin flame video so I can get back to reading my other videos so they stop berating everything and all the rest of the readings for everybody. Anyways, you guys, your brain can't handle it. There's so many downloads, and then also the neurological stuff. So I want to tell you about these cards right now. Hold on, give me 1 second. I want to turn that down a little bit. A little loud for me. Okay. So, the most important part, what I was getting to, is that if they helped you to do that, then like you're winning, right? You're winning, right? And so the reality is the feminine hit her spiritual, her phase of spiritual enlightenment, spiritual awareness, much before the masculine. And so because of this, like, she has a higher spiritual journey. And so anybody who cannot like, who's not going to honor that, worship that, validate that, and who is ever going to let themselves, her, or anybody else think any differently is not of the same vibrational frequency. It's like you can say not of the same echelon, but that's essentially what our vibrational frequency is. It's our value point at this point. New Earth is not going that way, and it's like what the collective said is it's time. Either the masculine has to meet at half. You're not in control anymore. Sorry, the rug got yanked out from under you. So now either you follow the program or you fucking cry about it later. It is what it is. You know, you still have the choice, but that is definitively the feminines, right? And why is that the feminines? I mean, not all feminine will make that choice. But for me, I understand like astrology, I understand my chart, I understand all of this. So it's like now is the time for everything to be shifting for me. So I'm not going to, what do you call it? I'm not going to miss out on all of everything. Free reading, hello. I'm not going to miss out on all of everything again. Normally I'd pull cards for the live full moons. This is a twin flame. Do you have a question? I will be happy to pull a card. Can I get a web development job in information technology industry? Okay, so you have to think about kind of a little bit how to reframe the question. So how I would reframe that question is I would take a moment and focus in on the question that you have, right? Focus in on the intent, and not with a can I, like not with a fear state, but just resonate in on the like if you were to have that position. So imagine yourself if you were to get the job that you potentially want, right? And as you tune into that, you'll feel whether you're feeling into that job or not. So does this need to be read upside down? So serendipity. So serendipity is coming out in the reverse. Now I will pull another card. So what that would tell me is like what you think might be lucky may not be as lucky as you think, because this is also the number 9. So it's about completion. So also what I'm getting, I'm not sure of your whole situation, but what I'm also getting is are you potentially thinking about taking this position, or you're looking for this position because you're ready to stop the job that you're working with? Yeah, we have go the distance and reverse. So I would say that it's not the path. Obviously, like tune in with yourself. But I would say to have 2 cards in reversal normally when I don't go. Okay, and then we have co-create on the bottom. So your forward motion, because this is 4, okay, is going to be about co-creating. Now, it could be something with something that you've already had some wisdom in, because the owl is here. And we have the cheetah. But the cheetah is kind of here like sitting, looking over. So it may be something like the cheetah is also on the egg here. Let's see if I can turn this in. So it may be something that you need to kind of like, see the cheetah on the egg? And there's also like the owl is representing like deeper learning, wisdom, knowledge. And then here there is something I can't see really. These cards got wet so many times. There's some kind of something going on between these. Looks like there's 2 people. It don't look like they're dancing. There might be something going on. So there may be something that maybe there's somebody else that you need to be working with. Somebody that may have offered you something that you think maybe, I don't know if that, I don't really know if I'm into like the way they think or what they have to offer. It seems like this might be a little fast, or it might be a little too jumping into it, right? Or it might take the last bit of the nest egg or whatever, something like this. But it's like, it doesn't, just because it requires action or more, what do you call it? More thought or more work, right? Just because it's a co-creation. So what's happening is maybe one person, one side suggested something, right? And the other person's like, wait, I don't know if I want to move. But in order to co-create, it has to be 2 people kind of discussing and deciding how it's going to go, not just one and then the other one being like, well, I don't know, like co-creation is, it's about co-creating, and 4 is about forward movement. So maybe think about, instead of just rushing forward, because what they're telling me here is also, because this is the cheetah in reverse, right? Go the distance. So it's like, hold on, take a pause. Like maybe don't rush. Maybe look into some things that you potentially might want to, or somebody else that you might, you might know something that you didn't actually tap into yet. You might have some other type of wisdom or knowledge. I keep going back to this owl. Yeah, I really feel like, because both of these animals are very strong, powerful animals, but they're kind of here very stoic, right? So this one is like poised. They're both poised. So it's like, we're gonna make an action or not? So what I get here is like, the thought or the idea, right, of the co-creation, like in order for it to like birth, that the rush, right? The rush or the chase is not necessarily where it's at. Like maybe we just need to figure out how to, it's like maybe like discuss it, right? It's like we need to like, because the egg is like almost like birthing, like gestation period, right? So we need to like talk about some things. And this is 11:11. So we need to talk about some things and then see what happens. Because right now it seems like there's a little bit of a, if you see this, it seems like not like they're fighting, but they like one is saying it should be this way and one is saying it should be the other way. And it's probably really hard to see, but that's just kind of like the vibe that I'm getting. Is it's like this one's like, no, I need to go this way. I need to go this way. So also what I'm getting right now, a lot of the masculine energy. So masculine energy is really grounded in the 3D. So it's based on physical, it's like money, fear, power, like all these things, right? All these baseline motions. Now, as we're moving into this co-creative new world, right? As we're birthing this new world, as this new world is gestating in general, we're changing the old ways that we used to do things. So, for instance, if you're worried about money or how the job or something is going to come in, change the frame of, okay, I don't need to be worried, because what you're doing is you're inducing worry. And so what you're doing is you're creating the worry on the thing that you're actually seeking to call in. So that's what you want to evade doing. And what you want to do is say, okay, I'm going to be calm, right? See how they're all calm and poised? Don't freak out like that kid. Don't get upset. Don't get upset and angry. Don't freak out. Hold on, go a little bit outside so you guys can see the green. They're actually not nice to that poor little girl. I feel bad for her. She loves to come over here and be close and sing and dance in front of my gate, and then they always like are mean to her and make her go back. Anyways, so the point is they're all poised. So it's like, okay, so we know that there's action, we know that there's thought, we know that there's things that have to be discussed, but in order to do that, see how they're on two different planes? But the thing is like down here. So either everything has to be moved up or everybody has to come down. And do you know, like it's like we have to get on the same plane, the same playing field. So whoever you're supposed to be creating with, there is forward movement, there is action. So I need to meditate and take time with myself again. I would say, yes, that's always important, but I think also what's important is what this is saying is like, who is it that you're co-creating? What's happening is it's saying, you want to get lucky because you want the money, and you want to get there fast because you're worried about the job or the money. That's what I'm picking up. I don't know, but that's what I'm picking up from you, from your energy. And you're in a rush. You're in a rush for something because you maybe have a bill to pay, or you're worried about finances or something like this. Now, the point is what I'm saying is, as we're moving into this new earth, we're not. This fear, this rush, isn't where we need to be. You need to be focused on, how do I want to feel? So meditation can be great, but honestly, like breathing and visualization is like, I would say, far more. And even if you can't, like if you're not a super visual person, like write down what you would like, not like, oh, I need a job that can pay my bill. Like, what are you actually passionate about? Because what's happening is you're going to keep finding blocks anytime you're doing something that's for the money or to pay the bill, because it's not acting out of your heart. It's not acting out of passion. So it's not in alignment with the new earth, like with the feminine, with the rising of the feminine. Like that it's a non-sustainable way of existing anymore, if that makes sense. You know, it's just a non-sustainable way of existing anymore. So you have to go back to being like, if I could have my dream come true, what would that feel like? What would it be? If I could do the most authentic, passionate thing that would make me feel good to get up and do every day, what would that be? Then sit and be like, even if it's like the craziest thing you've ever thought of, and you're like, I could never do, like, whether you say you can or you can't, you know, you're the one that's dictating that. We're creating our reality. So what is your spell that you're placing, right? Words are spells, that's why it's called spelling. So what are you spelling on the situation? Yes, visualization, imagining is part of the tool for attracting something, part of law of attraction. But after we visualize, so next part. So after we have the wish, we put it in there, we visualize, right? We feel it. We feel what that would feel like to be in that state. And then the next part is we release it. We stop waiting for the expectation, right? So we just cut it off. We forget about it. Just know that, like, if you place an order with the universe, it's going to come in its right time. And its right time that it shows up is when the thing that you're seeking is in the same vibrational frequency as you. And also need the emotion too for the frequencies that we omit. The emotion? I'm not sure, because like because everything that's changing, there's been a vast range of emotions. So what I've been working on is I've been doing like meditation with like hypnosis techniques. And so I was actually wondering all week, and I was just like, am I numb? Because I feel like I'm feeling everything. Like I feel really good, right? I did like a water fast. I feel really great, like energetic, but my body is feeling like it's in full depression mode. So I'm like, and because I'm doing this hypnosis technique to like not have the worry or the anxiety of anything, right? And I'm like, am I shutting off the emotional, like the neurological response that's triggering the emotions, that's sending the proper things, right? Like the oxytocin or whatever, right? The signals to the body for it to do its correct thing. And I'm like, is this what I'm doing? And then it was like, no, actually what you're doing is you're just eliminating this. Your body, your brain and your body is still not firing together properly. So it's cool. And I was like, okay. Because I was beginning to be like, am I just tuning off all of my emotional state? And it's like, no. But I can recommend that to you. Actually, Paul McKenna does some really cool, there's some hypnosis techniques. And it just like quick that you can just tie something to, like the worry of getting the job or the money that I need. When you visualize something, you also feel it's correct. I don't know. I can see it. It goes away fast for me. Sorry. Yes. Most of the time you want to create. I think what you're saying is, most of the time you want to create the feeling or the emotion that is going in alignment with what you want. You know, 100%. Like it helps. And even if you can't come up with that emotion, that's what I'm saying. You might want to write it down. Like, what would the emotion feel like? If you don't know, like, imagine and make it up. Or what would you imagine you would want it to be? Right? Like this. So, co-creating. So, now I'm going to do the twin flame reading. And good luck to you. Yes. Namaste. So first we have the mirror, mirroring each other, self-image. Relationships reflect our wounds and give us deeper introspection. Okay? So this is the mirroring aspect. So also something that's important for us to realize is everyone is our mirror, right? Everything is our mirror. Nothing exists outside of self. So if you're not getting the job, if you're not getting the job, or you're sending a job application or whatever, right? What is the state of mind that you're in? If you're in the state of mind of lack, when you're doing it, then every response is going to be only giving you the validation of what you are saying or what you're projecting that you have. It's not just your words or spells, now our thoughts. Like, I mean, everything is very powerful, but right now especially, like, thoughts is really, really, really powerful. So make sure what you're thinking about. You know, I like to call like the bitch in my head, right? I like to call her Daria. You know, I'm just like, she's in this sick, sad world sometimes, and sometimes she like goes down these really like dark paths. I'm like, Daria, step back. Like it's like a way for me to remind myself that is a secondary train of thought that's not my own. It's a self-doubt that's coming from an exterior source. My friend Michael used to always say, tell the bitches to shut up. Tell the bitches in your head to shut up, and that's what it is, because it's just judgment. It's judgmental. It's self-judgment. It's like the same as when, mask. So it's like not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, gaslighting. So this can be other people, but this can also be yourself, right? You could be gaslighting yourself. Like, this is number one. Like, this was an ongoing problem for me. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be honest and share with you right now. This was an ongoing problem for me because I kept getting to the point of where I could do something, and then because everybody else had programmed me like this so bad, I literally just started to gaslight myself. Literally. When I broke up with my last partner, my friend came over. He was like, are you sure that you're not gaslighting? Like, are you sure you're not self-sabotaging yourself because now you have all of the things that you want and maybe this person? I was just like, nope, I know the difference now. Thank you. But it's a thing, it's a thing. So you got to be true. Authenticity, like truth and authenticity, are basically going to be the new fucking sliced bread, the best thing since sliced bread. And it's going to require, this new earth and this new fate is going to require that. So, remember, thank you for a like, comment, subscribe, and get the notifications whenever I do lives for new moons or whatever. Tell your friends. Happy to pull a couple cards. Let me know how it goes. Tune back in, yeah. Paradise. So, this is what we were dealing with, I guess, right? Now, this is what we want to have come out, right? Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other, okay? So this is what we want, right? This is what we want the mirror to be, Twin Flame Collective. We want it to be this paradise, this happiness, this whatever, right? So what's the block? The block is that someone is still wearing a mask. Someone is not being honest about their feelings. They're still hiding. So the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. Like, in the end of the day, the best thing I can tell people is the worst you can get, right? Like, if you go and ask somebody something, right? Oh, can I get some of your food, or do you want to hang out? Like, the worst that they can tell you is no, and you're right back where you started in the beginning. Because you were there before you ever, like, sometimes you just got to go for it. And that is the cultural program that we're cutting out. That's the fear of what other people might think. Who gives a fuck what they might think? They're not living your life or your reality, so they have no idea, right? So stop to worry about everybody else. That's your problem. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun, flirting, want to date. So this is also something that's being hidden, right? This person isn't, again, being honest about the feelings. So what do we have here? What's going to happen? What's going to happen here? Hammer. Sabotage, rebuilding, integration, repetitive, persistent, working on it. Okay, so for some of you guys, and I'm feeling this a lot of the masculine, like this building energy or whatever. But for some of you guys, you're like, I'm working on it. I've been working on it, just give me time. I'm working on it, and I don't know about everybody else, like how long all the other people's things have been. But for me, I'm just like, like I said, I worked on it for a decade, and then you just figured out the last 2 years, and now I've been also working on it the last 2 years. Like, I went on to my own shit because you still never responded. So, I get it. You're working on it, but you're sabotaging yourself, So, one person in this is sabotaging themselves, and they're working on rebuilding or integrating, right? And that's great. But I can tell you right now, we're in the sign of Cancer, right? Where all the planets are. And I can tell you, I have so much Scorpio in my chart. The most liberating thing you can do, not have a full melt, but sometimes the best thing you can do is actually just open up your honest feelings and have a cry. Even if it's in front of that person, this is how you made me feel, and it hurt, or it's really intense, or it's so good I don't want to miss, like whatever it is, right? Like, I feel like that's imperative. Because this is the old paradigm. Again, this is the old paradigm. Everything is happening in this now, here moment. So the past, the present, and the future are all happening right now. And with that being said, it's not like we're always going to be working on it. How about that? It's going to be a constant working on thing. It's not a thing that just ends. It's not like I do all of this work and then we come together and everything's going to be perfect. Like, it's no, there's got to be still working and building together and integration and all of this. But like, how can you worry about all these next level things when you don't even know, when you're too afraid to even approach the person or tell them that you fucking like them? Just letting them think that you're a ghost, like ghosting them, like, no, not nice. I can only imagine, like, I feel everything. So, like, I know everything what's going on. I'm a psychic intuitive. Like, I can tune in. I can tune into my masculine's energy anytime, all the time. I feel it all the time, whether I want to or not. The closer he is, the more I feel it. So, maybe the fact that he's close and he's remaining in this state of fear and not action is what's beginning to boil me up. Right? As a creative being, is all of this, action speak louder than words. This time around, baby, actions speak louder than words. So lightning fast. So something happened, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, all of a sudden he got it. Upheaval, transformation, right? Like all of a sudden, it came. It's like maybe the hammer, maybe he got hit so hard on the head that it just was like, and the lightning crashes. Okay. The confusion sets in. I don't know why I get so many songs in my head. Okay. So yeah, there's got to be a transformation. There's got to be an upheaval. Like the most. Okay. So what's coming in really, really strongly right now is. The masculine has to be in the state of discomfort. They have to go in the state of vulnerability and the state of discomfort and show that, because that is what they have not been showing, right? The King of Cups, they have been hiding the emotion. And so the truth needs to come out. Truth needs to come out. Truth be told. Yeah. Come to the edge. Take the leap of faith, 36-9. It's the last thing you have to do. It's how you come into the union. Like, you think that you have to be at this perfect state. Like, no. You just have to be in your full authenticity. That's it. You have to be 100% fully yourself to come into union. Not at the same emotional state, not at a happy state or a sad state. It doesn't fucking matter. Authenticity, actually, is what matters. That is the key to unity, right? Because that is love. Because the frequency that the feminine is everything at is the love frequency, the frequency of unity. So anything outside of unification, it doesn't make sense in our realm. It doesn't even process. Like, all these things that have to happen before it's like, what do you mean? What's more important? What is more important than love? Nothing is more powerful than love. Love is what makes everything happen. Love. And if it's love, then love is kind and loving and not judgmental and unconditional. If the love is really love. Imagine like Kuan Yin, right? Like this type of energy, this very loving, compassionate, forgiving. It's like this, right? But that's only if they can come to the edge, right? That's the work that they need to do. That's the wood that they need to chop. Look, again, this is 6. This is the reciprocity. They have to now put in the work. They have to put themselves out there like the feminine did every other time. Even if they know they might get cut down. Because the entire tribe depends on it. 8. The entire planet. This, what's this REM song? Life is bigger, bigger than you. And you are not me, but the distance I would go to. So, are we actually acting in this space? Knowing that there is no separation, right? That's why I left America, because there's so much. Divide and conquer is the biggest game over there. And that's what you're going to have. And actually, I got for a lot of the divine, for both the masculine and the feminine, you do have people that are in your vicinity that are giving you bad or faulty advice, that are making you question yourself, your intuition, and whether or not you should go, oh, wait longer, oh, do this. Fucking cut them out. Fucking cut them out. At least for a bit. Clear. You can't tune in to the transmission as long as there's someone else in your ear, you know? I had to literally get on a boat and go into the ocean to just shut everything out. So I was like, what the fuck? For like 5 years. Heart with the key. Welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. The key is the love. The key is seeing if it's a good fit. And the lock will open. If it's a fit, if it's truly a fit, then there will be no lock, there will be no block. When the action is taken, the lock will open. Welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together. Perfect fit. Guys, I can't make these up. They were jumping out. That's why I was literally just shuffling to put them back. And then twin flames. Twin flames, yin yang, zen balance, unity, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. Now for a lot of the collective, I feel that a lot of the reason why I'm getting this, a lot of the reason why the masculine is kind of delaying coming in is actually because they're trying to do like a certain amount of things. They want to do more things. They want to prepare more things. So for some of you guys, there is some of the collective where they want to come in. And they just want to wife you, husband or wife you up, right? And they don't want to fuck it up. They don't want to miss a thing. It's like they don't want to miss another second or another moment, and they don't want ever the possibility of anybody else coming back or being around you or anything. They realize they fucked up and they want to make the full commitment. Now, for some of them, I'm also getting they want to come in and start as friends. They want to build this. Now, I think that it's important, even though union is coming in and all these things are happening, I think it is really important to kind of spend time, like learn each other, right? Like that's not unreasonable. I don't know if proposing friendship is necessarily the right move to the feminine. It might seem pretty disrespectful. Maybe try to reframe it in I want to court you. I want to date you first. Pull out the stops. Be the full masculine energy. It doesn't matter if same sex or not, but you know what I'm saying? Like, do it. Do it. Whatever position you are, do it. And that's what I would say is like, okay, now for some of you guys, I'm getting, okay, Okay, so so some of you actually do want to get married. However, there is things that are tied up financially. Some of you are waiting for the ring to be finished. Some of you still are waiting for money, things that are tied up, investments that are tied up to get the to get the money out to get the ring or to finish the ring or whatever. And so I know that some of you guys are afraid about not having something to show up with. But like what keeps coming out in the reads is like just making the effort, right? Making an effort, making an offering, whatever it is, that could be a message. It could be a call. It could be an invitation. It could be like, let's have lunch here, like something. It could be anything before it has to be everything, I guess is my point of what they're trying to convey. The lovers. Okay, we have this deck has a few lovers. Um, okay. Perfect. Okay, not bad. So we have the lovers in reverse, then we have the tower also in reverse. And then we have the seven of chalices in reverse. Okay. So how would I read this, you guys? So since these are all in reverse, I'm going to turn them upside down so you can see the pictures a little bit better. So since they're all in reverse, that means it's the reverse meaning of what the upright card would mean. You guys want to learn a little tarot with me? Take the lessons. That's why you get long lessons, because I teach you a lot. Be grateful. Be humble. So with all of these being in reverse, that means it's the reverse of what the actual card meaning means, correct? So the lovers. So this is companionship, coming together, partnership, right? This is the tower. New brain, moving slow. This is a tower. Now the tower is like everything has to come down, destruction, everything maybe is falling, the tower is collapsing, right? And the Seven of Cups is about having lots of options, okay? So the way I would read this, because it's all in reversal, and this is how you can tell about who it's talking about also, is where there used to be, we don't want any more options. We don't want to ruin this. We're cutting out, like, no more past lovers, no more destruction, no more options. So also how I would read this is basically like they see no other option than you. It's not an option. It's non-optional to not have you. All right, let's go. Non-optional to not have you. Now there's a Five of Swords energy. Okay, so and the Six of Swords. Okay. Oh, you guys, you silly guys. Okay, so Five of Swords energy. Can you hear me still? Hope I didn't mess it up. So Five of Swords energy is all about, I'm going to put this here. It's about someone that maybe won the battle, but not the war. It's like someone might have been defeated. Normally this guy has collected all the swords and is walking away, and everybody else is defeated. Well, the five means change. So there doesn't have to be one-sided defeat. This may be something that you may feel like, but really if we look at it, we see the Two of Swords. Now, if you know anything about tarot, what does the Two of Swords mean? Two of Swords means there's a decision that has to be made. Now, what this tells me is there has been a change, right? Five, right? And this is coming from the heavens, so this is a higher thought level. There has been a change of thought of this thing that was mentally killing you. There has now been a decision. Where there was an inaction, there has now been a decision. See that? So, and she's holding the Three of Swords, but she's holding the Three of Swords upright. So if you guys know what the Three of Swords is, that's heartbreak. Normally it's going through the heart. She's holding it up, away from her heart, on the outside of her heart. Now she's just got to collect these other two. So maybe these were all taken out of the heart. Now she collects the other two, coming from the mind, the thing that's killing the action. The mental thought that's killing the action. And then we have the Six of Swords. And this is about, we're now moving to calmer waters, the ferryman. The ferryman, right? So what the ferryman is doing is like, so we're moving to calmer waters. He's taking us to safety, right? And so the six is about the giving and receiving, the reciprocity. So it's like, we did the work. Now we're going to get safe passage to the other shore, right? New start, new beginning. Look at this new moon. This could be significant. Some of you guys could be traveling when the new moon comes. I know there is a Leo new moon coming up. It could be the Leo new moon, but it could also be a new moon that's an air sign because there's a lot of swords there. And then 6 and 5 is 11. So again, this is twin flame number. Any other messages? Okay. He's upside down? No, right side up. Okay. Also, white feathers. You guys might see a lot of white feathers. This could be a strong sign for the twin flames. How can I not see these? Okay. So first we have the Knight of Swords. This is about taking the action. She's ready to take the action, right? Decided. She's made a decision. She's made a decision. She's decided. I don't even know what day it is. My friend's message. She messaged me on the iMessage, but it only comes through the tablet. I never get it on my phone. She wants me to come to her last session. She's leaving the island. This is my bestie. Oh, I got these singing bowls from, actually, that has helped heal my brain and my entire being, sound frequency. Go do a sound bath. That could really help you tap in. How about that, actually? So, made a decision. Time to make action. Ballerina, the 9 of Cups. So this means wish fulfillment. This means gonna make a star. That's what I feel like. It's like the final act, you know, before the audience applauds. It's like the wish fulfillment. Any more messages for the Twin Flame Collective? Yeah. We have the King of Coins. And all upright? Okay. So the King of Coins, this is an earth sign. Doesn't have to be, okay? But this is someone that has something tangible ready to offer. Maybe a place, something like this. And be open. Maybe be open to the offer. See the white rabbit? Follow the white rabbit. What is this? We see 2 roses. That's beautiful. 2 trees. So I'm seeing a new path to a new future, right? And we have the 2 of chalices, the 2 of cups. Look at you guys. Look at these little mermaids, so pretty. So that means there is going to be, so maybe after the offering, after the action and all of this stuff, after getting out of the mental anguish and all this, right? After the action, it's like, oh my God, really? Seriously? No way, that happened? No. Sorry, I'm on the top of I'm on the second story, so if that falls, it's going to go far down onto the tile floor and shatter. Lost a lot of things that way. Anyways, trying to get a better, there we go. Yes, and everything will be perfect and in the flow and just be, you won't even need to overthink it because it will just naturally happen. And I think what I'm getting is what the masculine has had a lot of fear about is previously, up until now, up until this point, every time they have tried, or they've tried, that's why, because you've been trying, I'm going to try it and see what happens. No, you have to be so sure, like, I know. Actually, I know this is my person. And I'm not willing to let another day or another moment or another doubt in my mind shatter that truth. I know my person will be here next to me. I know my person is standing beside me, holding me, hugging me, showing up for me, honestly, authentically. And how does that feel? You know, what really helped me when I was doing my visualization or my feeling, because it took me a while to tune into something that brought me a good feeling. Now, if we can just think of anything that brings us a good feeling, we can think of that and then the manifestation. Now, if you want a faster way to manifest in the state of play, in the state of joy, right? Or in the state of orgasm, really good way too, really two high ways, but play, laughter, play, orgasm. But you have to have very definitive, set, clear thoughts. And when it comes, you can only think about that, not anything else. You know, you gotta like, anyways, that's another class for another day. So, here we have, again, the 5, change. So the Hierophant. So this is study, work, knowledge. You know, look, he has the key. He finally has the key. He's like, I got the key. I got it. I'm on my way. I got it. I made the change. I got the key. Ready to unlock the lock. I even got a key for you. There's 2 keys there. And he's got the star. Look at, he's got all the stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stars. Yep. He's ready. He's hella ready. And then look what follows it. Another lover. So this deck is special. It has actually 4 lovers in it, 4 extra cards. Or 3 extra cards or something, maybe. But there's 4 lovers. And so, isn't this beautiful? Now, for some of you guys, this can be, for some of the collective, it's like if you do your work and you do your studying and you go a little bit deeper, right, then, yeah, some of you guys, this will be a same-sex partnership. Many of you guys. So the divine feminine, divine masculine, these are energies. Now, yes, of course, there is a lot that exists in the state of, a lot that exists like, I'm female and he's male, right? Of course, that's a thing. But we both contain masculine and feminine energies within us. So this would also apply. This is why I was talking to my friend, you know, last night, and she's like, I don't even know, you know, because I don't even know if she's into, I don't think that she's into women or whatever, but like I have this feeling, you know, it's like undeniable. But I, you know, it's just like, but I feel like I'm the only one giving the energy. And then I had the full epiphany, right? I had the full epiphany and I was like, oh, you're not the masculine energy because she's not decided that she wants to like women or whatever yet. It's actually, you're the feminine energy because you're the chaser. She's the runner. So you never know what the actual dynamic is. And sometimes also the man can be the woman and the woman can be the masculine energy, right? We can switch throughout the journey sometimes, but mostly the journey, the twin flame journey is very definitive and one is the runner and one is the chaser. But yeah, that's a beautiful ending. Look at all those red roses, love, the apples, okay. 5, 6, yeah. Reciprocity. So any more messages for the collective? Any questions, guys, before I get off? I can't really see. Reciprocity, giving and receiving, right? 6 of coins. This is one girl, not 2 people, but she looks like she's receiving a lot. She looks like she's got herbs and strawberries and flowers and coins and dresses and what is this? All kinds of stuff. Let you look at it again. Feminine in the receptive mode. Upside down. Okay, interesting. So the balance, we are working to find the balance, right? The unification, but it's saying that for a minute, the balance might be not even. And that's really interesting because what I see here, this is very feminine energy, right? Green, 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 earth, Gaia, mother. See this feminine receiving and this not being, but like there's boats, whatever. So, and then we had here the King of Swords. So this is an action-based card. So what this also tells me is that the action, and this could be why the masculine is also scared, the action for a while will be to balance out the reciprocity, I think. Or at least just allow the feminine to be in the state of receiving, for her to remain in that state. She has been out of that state for a very long time. And by taking this action, by giving the definitive action, you create the balance. You calm the seas, right? By just taking the action, small action. Yeah, this is like a cherry blossom. Little bird king. By taking the action. Okay, is there any more messages? For the twin flame, collective, or union? 5 of Cups. Abandonment. Some of you guys are still working on abandonment wounds. Is this reverse? And what it's saying, okay, here's another one of the lovers, okay? What it's saying is some of you guys are still working on this abandonment wound, but when you come together, like relationships can be, coming into relationship or friendships or whatever, partnerships of any type, can be some of the most healing and growth-oriented things that there are. Yeah. Ready to return from the past. This is the 6 of Cups. So you gotta confront your past. But I think what this is showing me here, right, is she's like the queen. Try to get it here, get it closer so you can see. Here we go. She's the queen, right? See her crown? He kind of looks like a knight, maybe a prince. I don't know, maybe he's a king, I'm not sure. Maybe this is talking about something that happened in past life, but she is very in this water element. You see all these fish swimming around and everything like this. So this is also saying, like, the thing that you're afraid of, because he seems a little bit reserved about it, right? I don't know if you can see this. He seems slightly reserved about it. I think what it's saying is he's like, I don't know how this is going to turn out. And she's just like, dude, like, let me place my hand on your heart. I control water. I control emotions. I can calm that. The doubt and the storm, like, why don't you feel Why don't you feel anymore? It's like she's almost slightly like, how can you forget? How can you forget me? How can you forget to feel me? How can you forget that feeling me or being with me heals that? Yeah, take the action. The hangman in reverse. So no more waiting. No more excuses. No more. What if you fall, but what if you fly? The 9 of coins. This one first. Okay, no, this one first. So first we have the 9 of coins. So the 9 of coins can signify someone single, doing well, something like this. So they could be coming in, they could be ready to make action. Now they're single, maybe now they've cut off the third party. They've learned their lesson, they got the owl, they've done all of this. Look at her dope long blue hair. They've done all of this and now they're ready. They're ready for this big one, right? Okay, cool. So what comes in next? We have the 10 of swords. Now this one is rather interesting because 9 of the swords are inside the peacock, but the one is out here. And see the star at the top and how it's above the next sword that's about to come out? So it's begun to understand that all of this mental construct, right, the 9 is coming, it's come to a completion. And the one that didn't make it in the back is actually the one that you use to take the action, right? This is truth, this is speaking, this is apology, this is whatever, right? The action, the sword, the singular sword. And that's what happens. And this goes, and boom, takes that sword. Look at that. Look at that chariot rider, huh? Strong Cancerian property. Takes that sword and look at it. He's moving. He's standing back. He's ready. He's moving quick. You can tell. Moving quick, meow. Flying. Flying. Look at that. This is quick action coming in hot. All right. Okay, guys. Well, beautiful. Share your journey or your stories or what you're experiencing with your twin. If you have any questions or anything like that, drop them down below and I can try to access them. Now remember, my subscribers, you can tune into lives and ask a question like our other friend did at the beginning, yeah? I love to do it. All I ask is that you like, subscribe, and share with a friend, yeah? Send to somebody else. I receive all of my work and everything through referrals. So yeah, time to take that leap of faith. Stop sitting there. Just get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone. Stop sitting in fetal position and rocking back and forth. Oh, he's ready. Oh, I think he's jumping full-fledged in. I thought he was rocking back and forth, but actually, sneaky. He can't be that sneaky because the high priestess. He's been trying to be sneaky, but the high priestess can see everything. Actually, what I didn't notice is he's lovingly staring into and smelling this flower. He's like, all right, I got everything. Now I know what it means to live life golden. See, he's golden. Yeah, he's fucking golden. That's what looks like. He's golden. But he was doing some sneaky stuff, but he's gonna, see how this one's back behind him? gonna make an apology or tell the truth, probably, or the action. And she's like, mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, I've been hearing that for a while, but I'm still sitting here in the in-betweens, knowing that free will can change a lot of things, no matter what I know. All right, guys, as always, infinite blessings, love, and light. If you'd like to schedule a personal or private reading, my email information is below. And yeah, share your story or your journey. As always, infinite blessings, love, and light. Ciao for